This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 VZA. I'll be your net control station at the bottom of the hour for the Beacon Net pre-show on the W8 WKY repeater. Let's see, I have a NetLogger window open. If you'd like to join that way, that's fine. I will take check-ins at the bottom of the hour, but I can actually take some early check-ins if you'd like to beat the rush. Just give me a call, KE8 VZA.
W8WKY.
W3TB.
W3ETB, KE8 VZA. Good to hear you, Eddie. Got you on the log.
Thank you, Eric. It's snowing here in Annapolis. I went in and I told the wife she had already turned in and laid down and was watching some TV. I told her, I said I was afraid to look outside and see how much snow we did get. I don't want to deal with any more snow, and I'm afraid to know how much is out there. Back to you, Eric. I mean, yeah, it's Eric.
You got it right, Eddie. It's Eric here. We're getting some snow too. Not a lot. We've got, I don't know, around the QTH, if I had to guess, maybe an inch at the most. The snowplows have been by a couple times. We live on a somewhat busy street, so it's kind of common. But you're closer to that storm than we are. You're a lot closer to that. So hopefully it will spare you. KE8 VZA.
Yeah, they were predicting 1 to 3 inches, so I'm hoping that that's a little less than what their prediction is, because if it's a light snow, and the nice thing that I noticed that on the TV, all the temperatures for over the next few hours are above freezing, so that way, you know, it's still just a light powdery snow. I can actually try to sweep that off the steps and stuff with the broom. If it's not too much, but if it gets up to about 3 inches, then it gets a little bit harder to try to get rid of. So, back to you, Eric.
Yeah, Eddie, I hope it stays broomable for you. That sounds pretty convenient, sweep it off like that. I've done that. Yeah, that's always handy when it's light and it just wisps away.
Okay, I'll let you go ahead and pick up some more check-ins, and I'll stand by for the net.
KE8 VZA here. I have a NetLogger window open. I'll be your net control station at the bottom of the hour for the Beacon Net pre-show, which is, I don't know, what do we have, like 3 minutes? I think 3 minutes to go. If you want to check in early, I can take your check-in now as well. KE8 VZA.
Kilo 4, Oscar Golf, K4OG, parked in Kentucky.
K4OG, KE8 VZA here. Gotcha on the log, Mark, all the way from Kentucky. Awesome. KE8VZA here. Looks like we have about 90 seconds to go till our lovely announcer kicks us off. I just heard another snowplow go by. Like I mentioned to Eddie, we live on a somewhat busy street that actually leads to the city service center. And so that's where the snowplows go to reload with salt and everything and go down there for shift change. So our street gets plowed a lot, whether it needs it or not. KE8VZA.
I saw some snow flurries down here in Kentucky. That's about all we got.
Well, that sounds pretty good there, Mark. You get the aesthetics of it without the nuisance. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like nature's dandruff. That was about it. K4OG.
Whiskey Victor, 3 Kilo.
One more time and reveal the answer.
A gathering of hams
So,
from
here it
around
was.
the world will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
QST. This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, E8VZA. So is Eric, Echo Romeo India Charlie. I'll be your net control operator tonight for the Beacon Net pre-show. WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. Frequency is 147, Mark 390 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114, Mark 8. You can connect to us via Allstar. Our code number is 48496. And you can also connect via Echolink. Look for W8WKY-R. And the Beacon Net, the controlled net. I ask that all traffic pass through net control with yours truly. Also, urgent or emergency traffic can break in at any time. I'll take a break now for any urgent or emergency traffic. Please call now. All right, hearing nothing. What did I want to mention? Oh, yes, the Beacon Net meets here every Sunday night, Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern with pre-checks at 9:30. And so there we have it. I have some check-ins on the log here, grabbed from the blue screen and RF. And we'll go ahead and take some more check-ins in a minute. And I'm first going to check in with the Beacon Net team, actually known as our Mickey Mouse roll call. So let's go up to the top. KE8QKO, Nick at Night, will be our net station at the top of the hour for the main net. Are you out there, Nick? How you doing?
KE8VZA. KE8QKO, I'm doing well. Eric, I am doing well. Just standing by for the start of the net. I'll pass it back to you, KE8QKO.
All right, Nick, very good. You're sounding good on this end. It was good to see you at the meeting on Thursday. We'll clear with KE8QKO for now. And let's go down next to see if Dustin's out there. KD8EPC. Dustin, how you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA and the Beacon Net pre-show. This is KD8EPC. If you just validate my parking tonight, Eric, I'd really appreciate it there. It's been a long day and the eyelids are getting pretty heavy, so I'm going to watch a little bit of King of the Hill here and probably doze off before the net even starts. So with that, this is KD8EPC 73. Have a great net. Stay warm. Back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right, Dustin, very good. I love King of the Hill. Propane and propane accessories. There you go. All right, we'll punch your ticket. And good to hear you. I hit reverse just because it's what I always do when you're on the air. And you had me at a good, solid S4 with good audio. A little bit of crackling, but there you have it. Anyway, good to hear you, Dustin, 7-3. And next we'll go down to see if Just Nick is out there. I saw him in the blue screen. KD8SLG. How you doing, Just Nick? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric, and all the Beacon netizens. I'm here right now. I'll be back at the end. But in the middle, I've got some appointment viewing to do. Going to be seeing Sir Arlen of Pennytree. I got to tell you, his reputation precedes him by about 14 inches. This is KD8SLG. I'll see you later.
Okay, there, Just Nick. Very good. Good to hear you. And got you on the log, and I'm sure we will definitely hear from you later. So we'll go with KD8SLG for now. Let's go down and see if Josh is out there. W8HRF. How you? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Oh, Eric, I was so sure we were going to get a Node ID. KE8VCA W8HRF. I'm out here. I don't think I'm as out here as Nick is tonight. I'll be around. I'm going to be kind of we're just relaxing in the living room here. But I've got the Node all hooked up and the cow dung baofeng ready to go. So there you go. KE8VZA W8HRF.
All right there, Josh. Very good. Got the Node fired up, ready to go. So let's go down and see if Lucy is out there. KE8YUK. How you doing, Lucy? You going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, KE8YUK. Josh is sticking around, but I did not get a nap today. So I'm planning on sticking around, but there's a slight possibility that I might fall asleep. But you can put me down as sticking around. Anyway, back to you. KE8YUK, KE8VZA.
All right, Lucy. Just do your best. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, you're not. We know what happened. Anyway, it's good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KE8YUK. Let's go down and touch base with Alan, KI5DAY. How you doing, Alan? How's Larry? And how you ready for alt trivia in a little bit?
KI5DAY in the net. Yeah, I got all trivia ready. I'm a little tired, but we'll get through this. I was my big brother had some issues with his heart. I was posting in the blue screen. He has AFib, and it was some kind of weird cough thing that was trying to trigger congestive heart failure. But they've got him calmed down now and everything. He's in pretty good shape overall. But they're trying to do a cardiac version to reset his heart back to normal rhythmic patterns. And I don't know. They're going to do it again tomorrow. It didn't work today, sadly, but they're going to give it another tomorrow. And hopefully that'll get it back on track and he can get out of there. But just been kind of a long day, so kind of tired, but we're here and I've got some old trivia. So, Cran Grape to the rescue, KI5DAY.
All right, Alan, sorry to hear about your brother. My dad has AFib, and they got it straightened out, and he has to take a pill every day for it and get it checked on a semi-regular basis. But there's a lot they can do for that now, so hopefully he'll get that all smoothed out. Good to hear you, and I'm sure we'll hear from you later for the alt trivia. So we'll clear with KI5DAY. I have a bunch of check-ins here. I'm going to take a break, and I'll read off who I have. We'll take a few more, and then we'll work the list, see who's sticking around. KE8VZA returning. All right, let me read off who we have. We have KF8G, Brian, W3ETB Eddie, K5CFY Ray, KE8ZRY Jeremy, KD8OTQ Scott, KI5TAQ Taco Tim, K3MBC Mark, K4OG Middle Mark, AB8MO Andy, WV3K Philip, KE8QFT Uncle Fred, KI5RFI Mac, and KI5WDM Donald. All right, anybody else that would like to get on the log before we work this list, please give me a call. I'm KE8VZA and I'm listening.
Whiskey Bravo 9, Whiskey Victor Bravo, Curtin, Oklahoma.
Whiskey November 8, Sierra Charlie India. In and out.
Good evening. KC8, Fox Queen Victor.
Kilo Charlie 8, Lima Yankee Golf, KC8 LYG, Rick and Maslin. I'll be in and out too.
KE8VZA returning. All right, we picked up 4 there. I'm going to go back up to the top, the Whiskey Bravo 9 station. I apologize. You said your call sign very clearly, but my brain couldn't keep up. If you could please repeat so I can get you in the log correctly.
Whiskey Bravo 9, Whiskey Victor Bravo, Curtin, Claremore, Oklahoma. WV9, WVB, back to that control.
Thank you, Kurt. Got you in the log. Whiskey Bravo 9, Whiskey Victor Bravo. Very good. Thank you for your patience. All right, after that we had Whiskey November 8, Sierra Charlie India, Walter, who was in and out. Thanks, Walter. 7-3, KC8FQV Mark, and KC8LYG Rick, who was in and out. Anyone else for the log before we work the list? Please call now.
What time?
W8WKY repeater PL114.8.
All right, very good. We picked up AF5JB, Matt in Tulsa, who's short time. Matt, why don't you go ahead, if you have a couple comments for the net before you have to go right ahead.
Yes, I appreciate it. Good evening to you and everybody else out on the net. It's currently clear skies over Tulsa and 39 degrees. And had a great weekend. Went out of town and saw a couple friends of mine I've been straying at Langley. That's pretty cool. Everybody's doing pretty good up there. It's up back in Tulsa about 1 a.m. And went to the main event and played Pacific Cars, the Cruise and Blast, and the world's largest Batman. Kind of hung around there for a little bit, and went back to the house, watched TV, and had pizza and wings and some beer, and went on his bed, and of course did my laundry that same night as well, and I got to think easy most day to day. Played some night run, this Batman, and the old game I finally found that I played almost 40 years, so it's good to you find that again. Can't think of the name of it right now, but anyway, good to hear one, and that's all I got for right now. And you guys have a good week out there. And good night as well. Well, it's good to hear you guys. And 73, thanks for having me. And this is AFI-JB Matt, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Back to Negative Control 73, and until next time, thanks again.
All right, Matt, very good. Thank you for checking in. Always good to hear from you, and glad your weekend went well. And you definitely can't go wrong with Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man. Very classic games. There's a lot of good classic games out there. I was telling my wife about a few that I used to play, and Pac-Man was one of them. Anyway, 7-3, Matt, and come back again Wednesday for the net. Anyway, KE8VZA clearing with AF5JB. Let's go up to the top of the list. KF8G, Brian, how are you? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
Yep, I'll be around. KF8G.
Very good, Brian. Got you in the log sticking around. We'll go down next to W3ETB, Eddie. How you doing again, Eddie? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
Yeah, hi there, Josh. I was going to say hi, Josh. Boy, I'm really mixed up tonight. Wasn't sure I was calling you Eric, and I'm trying to call you Josh. Anyway, I just peeked out the window, and I got enough nerve to take a look. It looks like there's a covering of snow. The reason I looked, because I heard the truck out there was like trying to scrape, and I thought to myself, I said, after I looked, I said, what are they scraping? It's not that much. It's covered the cars, but, you know, there again, it doesn't look like it's a whole lot. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. All right, back to you. Yeah, I'll be here. Trivia questions.
Eddie, very good. Yeah, you know, the snowplows come by here frequently, as I mentioned, and there's a side street a few houses away, and sometimes they back in and out of there to get the intersection clear, and man, they dropped the plow really hard. It was like the whole house shook, and I jumped out of my skin. Anyway, at least I know what it is. Good to hear you, Eddie. Got you on the log sticking around. We'll clear with W3ETB. Let's go down and see if Ray's out there. K5CFY, Ray, are you out there? How you doing, and are you going to stick around for the big show tonight? All right, I don't think Ray's out there tonight. I haven't seen him in the blue screen. He's usually in there when the pre-net gets rolling. Anyway, Ray, if you're listening and you want to do a recheck later, feel free. We'll clear with K5CFY. Let's go down to Jeremy, KE8ZRY. How you doing, Jeremy? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8ZRY, this is KE8ZRY. Good evening, Eric, and everybody who's checked in so far. Yep, I'm planning on staying around for the big show, as long as I don't get pulled away. But until then, pass back over to you, KE8ZRY.
Okay, Jeremy, very good. Always good to hear you. Thanks for stopping by. We have you on the log sticking front. We'll clear with KE8ZRY. KD8OTQ Scott informed me via the blue screen he had a change of plans and asked to be in and out. So 73 Scott, KD8OTQ from KE8VZA. Okay, let's go down to Taco Tim, KI5TAQ. How you doing tonight, Tim? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Well, good evening there. This is KI5TAQ. Yes, I am sticking around for the big show tonight. So, I'll be listening. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, Tim, very good. Good to hear you again, all the way from Baofeng, Oklahoma. Anyway, we'll clear the KI5TAQ. I am KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show on the W8WKY repeater. We're going through a list of check-ins here, see who's sticking around and who's not, and we'll get the net started at the top of the hour. Next on the list here is Mark, K3MBC. How you doing tonight, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
It's K3MBC. Yes, I plan on sticking around tonight, and hopefully I won't fall asleep tonight like I did last Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, Mark, no worries. Do the best you can. And I fell asleep last Wednesday also. I woke up as Dustin was signing off of the net. So anyway, got you on the log there, Mark, K3MBC. Next on our list is also Mark, middle Mark, K4OG, although not quite so middle. He's down in Kentucky right now. How you doing, Mark? Good to talk to you again. And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, K4OG. Good evening, Eric. Well, Eric, you know, KD8SLG talking about Sir Arlen, a penning tree, preceded by 14 inches. I mean, that's okay, but according to K5CFY, I'm world famous. Yeah, I'm sticking around, man. Wouldn't miss it. K4OG, back to you.
All right, world famous original gangster K4OG, live from Kentucky. Good to hear you, Mark. Glad you're sticking around. For K4OG, let's go over and talk to Andy, AB8MO. How you doing tonight, Andy? And are you going to stick around for the big show? AB8MO, KE8VZA. Are you out there, Andy? Are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
Explain why I'm going to stick around. This is AB8MO.
All right, Andy, got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with AB8MO. Let's go down next to Philip, WV3K. How you doing, Phil? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
K8VZA, WV3K, Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, Phil and Canal Fulton. You're loud and clear, Eric, and you sound great. I'm going to please take my check-in with no traffic, and thank you very much for picking me up. Everyone have a very blessed evening, and enjoy the net. This is Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, WV3K, I'll be clear, QRT, and thank you very much, Eric. Have a wonderful and blessed evening. WV3K clear.
You are very welcome, Phil, as always. Good to hear you. And you have a great evening as well. I got you in and out tonight. We'll clear with WV3K. Let's go down and talk to Uncle Fred, KE8QFT. How you doing tonight, Fred? And are you around for the big show?
W8WKY.
I will indeed be here if you can hear me. Otherwise, I'll figure out what's wrong and I'll be here later. KE8QFT. Back to the pre-net.
Fred, I can hear you loud and clear. Good signal, good audio. Got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with KE8QFT. Let's go down and talk to Mac, KI5RFI. How you doing tonight, Mac? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Good evening, everybody on the net. This is KI5 radio frequency interference here in blustery, cold Arkansas. It's 22 degrees with wind chill. Nasty day. At least we're not getting snow, though. You guys can keep that snow up north. I will be sticking around for the main show. Wouldn't miss it. Back to net control.
All right, Mac, very good. Yeah, I guess we'll go and we'll keep our 28 degrees. You can have the 22. Anyway, good to hear you, Mac. We'll clear with KI5 RFI, who is sticking around tonight. So let's go down next to KI5 WDM Donald. Good night, Donald. And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Good afternoon, Dustin. This is Kilo India 5 Whiskey Delta Mike. Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it. Talk to you in just a little bit.
All right, very good, Donald. Got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with KI5 WDM. Let's go down next to Kurt, WB9 WVB. How you doing, Kurt? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Good evening, everybody on the west. Thanks for letting me check in. I'll be sticking around, listening. Not sure if I'll be able to participate. I'm getting ready to go back on call, so I may have to make a run tonight. Other than that, appreciate it. 73s, everybody. WB9 WVB.
All right, Kurt, very good. Do you want me to leave you on the log and have Dustin give you a call just in case?
Affirmative on that. Back to net control, WB9 WVB.
All right, Kurt, very good. Can do. We got you on the log, sticking around. If something happens, you have to skedaddle. We know what happened. But good to hear you tonight. WB9 WVB, clear with him. And let's go down. Okay, next station, I'm sorry, WN8SCI. Walter was in and out tonight. 7-3 Walter. And next is KC8FQV, Mark. Northern Mark. How you doing, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Oh, yeah. Eric, I'm going to stick around for tonight's show. I missed you on Thursday night. I knew you were there. I heard you guys driving home. You and Nick and everyone was confused who was driving what. But, yeah, I'm going to stick around. If I stick around tonight, then who knows what happens in the morning when I get ready to do the morning. Well, I ain't going to do the morning show, but participate in the morning show. All depends on how my sleep goes overnight. Sometimes if it don't go good and I'm still tired, I sort of jump in at the beginning of the main net after Jim's show, and then I don't have to worry about if I fall back to sleep. But that's all that. Right now, I know I'm going to stay for tonight, and if that can happen in the morning, if I roll my sleep schedule back too far, I can go back that far. So we'll send it back to net, Eric, but yeah, we're planning to. Case up QV.
All right, Mark, very good. Yeah, we had an attempt at a round table Thursday after the meeting on the repeater, and I don't know, I think it was a multi-cornered table rather than round. It was very interesting. Anyway, it was good to hear you then. Good to hear you now. We got you on the log sticking around, KC8FQV. We'll clear with you. And next we had Rick, KC8LYG, who was in and out, 7-3 Rick. And that brings us down to John, N8YMY. How you doing tonight, John? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
K8 VZA N8YMY. Nah, I just punched my ticket. I get up early. Gotta Got to get the early birds going in the morning there before Jim starts his show. So I'll be listening for a little bit, though. I'll probably hear the questions, and I'll listen. So consider me in and out tonight, and maybe one of these nights we'll stick around for the whole show. Have a great night, Eric, and you guys have a great night. N8YMY.
All right, John, very good. Yeah, you got to get that repeater warmed up and humming along there for the net in the morning. So thank you for that. Thanks for stopping by. And we'll clear with N8YMY73. And that brings us to the bottom of the list. And we're pretty much done with the pre-show here. We got, 18 check-ins. Not counting the net control team. There you have it. So, break for time. KE8VZA returning. This is the Beacon Net pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. And we are almost done with the pre-show here. We have about 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Top of the hour. QKO. Good night. If you're ready to go, the net is yours. KE8VZA.
All right, thank you, Eric, and thank you for doing the pre-show. Good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKR repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. This is a directed net, so all traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside Network, and various other repeaters. And we ask you to key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, if there any emergency or priority traffic, please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Any stations that have not already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Zulu Romeo, KE8 ZZR, Harry in Chiefland, Florida.
All right, I've got KE8 ZZR, warm weather, Harry, down in Florida. I assume you'll be back to Ohio here sooner or later, Harry, so it won't be too warm for not too long, but good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. If anybody else wants to check in, please call now.
W8WKY.
Kilo Juliet 5, Kilo Lima Kilo, KJ5, KLK, Russell in Claremore, Oklahoma.
All right, one at a time, I'll take it. KJ5, KLK, Russell, checking in. Anyone else want to check into the Beacon Net, please call now. All right, nothing heard. If you're standing by to check in, you want to do it later, you're welcome to do so. We're going to read the trivia questions from both our primary and alternate trivia masters, talk to everybody on the net, and then we'll do more rounds of check-ins. So let's go up to KE8VZA. Eric, how you doing, sir? And what is your main trivia tonight?
KE8QKO in the net, KE8VZA here, doing well, Nick, thank you. And trivia, main trivia. Okay, here we go. What was the name of the very first communication satellite placed into orbit by the USA? The choices are Alpha, Telstar, Bravo, Nimrod, Charlie, Echo, or Delta, Vanguard. Let me take a break for time. I'll read it again. KE8VZA returning with main trivia. What was the name of the very first communications satellite placed into orbit by the USA? Choices are Alpha, Telstar, Bravo, Nimrod, Charlie, Echo, or Delta, Vanguard. I'll put this in the blue screen momentarily. KE8VZA back to net control.
Oh, that's a good one, Eric. I like that question. My initial guess feels like it's probably going to be wrong when I think about them. The one I want to guess, I think, is actually wrong, and the other ones sound way better and way more, say, nerdy. So I'm going to think on that one for a little bit before I answer, because I'm not sure what to put down. Like I said, my first thought, I know what my first thought is. I want to put that one down, but based on all the other answers, I can see the nerd in me going, oh, some engineer somewhere had some idea to name something somewhat obscure, and that might have persisted on the first satellite. Not the second or the third, just the first one. So I'm kind of torn. I'm going to think on that one a little bit. Thanks. That's a good question. I like that one. All right. Let's go down and talk to KF5DAY Alan, see if he has an equally awesome trivia question. Alan, take it away.
Oh, KI5DAY, here he is. Yeah, alternate trivia question. Okay, get out your crayons and your pen, but don't look it up on Google. Just guess. Okay, here we go. Tonight's question is, if you really want some pizza and are willing to spend some big money, which one of these pizza places sells the most expensive pizza in the world? Oh, let me reread that. If you really want, if you consider willing to spend some big money, which one of these pizza places sells the most expensive pizza in the world? Is it found in A, Dubai, Arab Emirates, B, New York City, C, Naples, Italy, or D, the Cornwaldorini, Cornwalderoni Pizza Pub? KI5DAY in the blue screen.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. I have my guess written down, knowing what I know about those individual cities, and I can't pronounce Delta. You said it. I'm not sure I can actually pronounce it either, so I'm going to throw it as a challenge. If you guess Delta, you have to actually say the Delta answer along with your letter D or Delta, because I want to hear it. I want to hear everybody else try to say it. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate the alternate trivia. Let's get on and talk to KF8G, Brian. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, as I pick up my microphone and wipe out everything on my table. Crap. Cord went across. Oh, not much. Just kind of sitting here watching Ryan Hall talk about the nor'easter they got going. Wow. Snowing like heck in Philadelphia and New York and all that, Boston. You can see it kind of circling around coming off the lake here in Ohio, but it's really not doing a whole heck of a lot. I don't think we're going to get a tremendous amount of snow, but, well, let's just say my answer is 42 as usual. But that's pretty much all I've got going. So, good evening to everyone on the net, and 7-3, Camp AG.
All right, thank you, Brian. Yeah, this week, I saw earlier this weekend we were going to get about 2 inches, and I saw earlier today we're going to get like an inch to an inch and a half. And I looked outside, I saw a bit of a dusting, so I don't think we're going to get much here at all, but yeah, that's how snow goes. Anyway, let's go next and talk to W3 ETV Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Hi there, Nick. Yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting to see how much snow we're going to get. I hope we're not going to get that much, but anyway, it's going to come. Who cares? We just have to wait till it's wait. And I thought that this week I would finally be able to get my trash cans out when they needed to be out, because all the other snow had pretty much melted because of the rain. And now we're getting some more. Wow, can't wait for spring. Come on, spring. Come on, warm weather. Anyway, to the trivia questions. Boy, that main trivia question brought back some memories. And that's why they tell me not to sing. Anyway, I'm going to go with A for the main trivia question. And I'm going to go with A for the alternate trivia question. So, A and A. That's how can you go wrong with that? Anyway, back to you there, Nick. W3TV, remember the ventures.
All right, well, thank you, Eddie. Got your answer down there for American Airlines, Alpha and Alpha. And after Eddie, W5KFY is in and out. That's something to get down to by identifier. This is K8QKO Kilo Kuwait, Quebec Kilo Oscar on the WAWQR repeater. Allstar Node 48496 and Echolink WAWKY-R. Next, we're going to talk to K8ZRY Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
K8QKO, this is K8ZRY Jeremy here in Ashland. Not much going on tonight. Just kind of relaxing, getting ready for the week. Short week for me. I got 4 days of school and taking Friday off to watch the little babysitter's off, so I get a short week. So I'm sure the kids at school make up for it. Hopefully the snow quits, or it could be a shorter week, which I wouldn't mind. I hope everybody's doing well, staying warm. My trivia answers are going to be Alpha and Charlie tonight, and I hope everybody has a great week. This is KE8ZRY 273.
W8WKY.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. Got yours down there for Alpha and Charlie. Yeah, my son has kind of a short week this week. He's got a 4-day week, but it's weird because they have they're off on Tuesday for testing, so he's got to go to school on Monday, and then he's got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in school. So it's a short week, but not like a great short week where you have a 3-day weekend. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, sir. I appreciate it. Next station is KD8OTQ, who was in and out. That's what things down to KI5TAQ, Taco Tim. How you doing, Tim? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, good evening there, Nick at Night. This is KI5TAQ. Well, the only thing I would say is, for trivia answers, is Alpha and Alpha. Or as what you said, American Airlines. Or I could also say Alcoholics Anonymous. No matter what, they all start with A. AA. With that said, I'll let you turn it back to net and let you get on down the list. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, well, thank you, Tim. As we all know, Alcoholics Anonymous was founded in Akron, Ohio, so that's also awesome. But I'm going to American Airlines, so Alpha and Alpha. Thanks for checking in there. I appreciate it. Next station we have is K3MBC. Mark, how you doing, Mark? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? All right. I have a little bit of static there. I don't know if I really call it even static, but Kilo 3, Mike Bravo Charlie. If you try to check in, well, I heard nothing of what you said, but I'm going to throw a call to you anyway, just in case you are out there. That was somebody else. So K3 NBC, if you want to come back to me, I'm happy to take your call.
Let's try this. I actually think I pressed the right button this time. So, had a great weekend. Went to Hamfest on Friday and Saturday. And trivia answers are Charlie and Alpha. Charlie and Alpha.
All right, thank you, sir. Have your answers to Charlie and Alpha. I'm glad you had fun at the Hamfest. I'm going to say you were super quiet. I actually had to turn on my radio volume there when you were talking to make sure I caught everything. But, yeah, I got you in there. You were super quiet, just so you're aware. And next we have K4OG, the original gangster, Mark, down in wonderful Kentucky. How you doing, Mark? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO, K4OG. Good evening, Nick and Nite. Yeah, wonderful Kentucky. It's the western part of Kentucky, the flatland, the farmland, not the hills and hollers. We still got a twang, or they do. Mine's even further south. The first question, Nick, I wanted to say Nimrod right off the bat, and then there's something about Vanguard. That just rings a bell too. Hey, I'm gonna go with Delta Vanguard. The wife's picking Bravo Nimrod. And the alternate question, the wife and I are unanimous. We're gonna go with hey, Dubai. And yeah, you guys enjoy the snow up there. It was flurrying all day today. It looked pretty. Didn't amount to anything. And it sure is cold, though. Man, it's 25 degrees down here right now. There you go, K4OG, back to net.
All right, well, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I'm kind of torn on those two myself. Not sure what to pick, so still thinking on it. Yeah, it was cold this weekend. I went camping with my son's Boy Scout troop, and after last week, when it was in the 50s, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hammock. I'm gonna throw my hammock up in some trees. I'm gonna hammock camp this weekend. I'm gonna enjoy some cooler weather, and I'm going to have a good time with a nice breeze and a good, brisk night's sleep. And then I got there, and the wind was blowing, and it was 30 degrees out, and I was like, well, crap, I'm sleeping in a cabin. That's what I did all weekend, so I would have preferred to be outside, because I've got a bit of cabin fever. I'm tired of being indoors. It's really kind of getting to me a bit, but yeah, that's how my weekend went. And then chasing kids around and yelling at them, yelling is maybe the wrong word, but explaining what they're doing wrong, and doing that all weekend, it can be kind of exhausting. That's where I've been. Anyway, that's how my weekend's gone. Let's go talk to AV8MO. Andy, how you doing, sir? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
All right. Well, I hope you can hear me okay, Nick at Nite. This is AV8MO. Okay, well, I was going to say being outdoors where it's cold and brisk could be torturous for me, but it sounds like that would have been your preference. So sorry that didn't happen. So I was out seeing some friends this weekend. Went out to friend's home in near Indiana, Pennsylvania. It's about an hour east of Pittsburgh. Woke up to about an inch or two of snow on the ground out there. And the further west I got, the less snow there was, until I got into Ohio, and there was no snow on the ground. And there's no snow on the ground here. But hey, but that buckets are up. And yeah, Pac-Man Andy. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay, Alan, I'm closing the blue screen, so you can talk about me now. Howard knows to get on the blue screen because he knows I'm going to read it and get my thoughts thrown off. So that's a very bad idea. So let me get a reset here, and I'll give you my answers. AB8MO returning. Well, let's see here. Last week I think I got a perfect score, so I guess I'm going to make sure I get an F, a 0 this time around. We'll see how that works out. I'm going to go for A for Andy on the first one. I forgot what that answer was. Oh, yeah, Telstar. So Telstar is actually the title of a song that was an instrumental named in the 60s. So was that named after a satellite or something? Or did they just cook that up? I don't know. And then I got to go with Cornwaldo Roney. I'll throw that one in. That one's pretty clever there, Alan. So I'll give him brownie points for that, even though I've got the blue screen closed. So I got for the land of snow and maple syrup. Like I said, the sap buckets are up in town. So it was, I don't know, it's not going to run much when it doesn't get above freezing, but if we keep these temperatures or it freezes at night, we'll have a good season. Oh, you already moved on. Okay, well, I guess I'm chopped liver then. KEAQKO, this is AB8MO.
All right, well, thank you, Andy. We have your answers down there for Alpha and Delta and Cornwaldo Roney. Thanks for saying it. Yeah, so my thought with brisk and cold is they are two different things. Brisk is, it's a little chilly, but it's warm when you get warm. So if you're in a sleeping bag or if you're in something and you get all cozy, you're happy, you're comfy, you're warm, it's brisk outside, but you're okay. Cold is, it doesn't matter what you do, you're just freaking cold. And so that's how the weekend was, at least for me. So anyway, that's how it went. But anyway, thanks for checking there, Andy. Appreciate it. You can always watch the blue screen. Ignore Alan. He's Alan. He does what he does. And thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it. After Andy, WV3K was in and out. This is KEAQKO on the WAWKR repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive also with a PL total of 114 Mark 8. And we're going to talk to KI5 RFI Mac. How you doing, Mac? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KI5 RFI. Well, good evening, everybody on the net. It's a freezing cold day at night down here in Arkansas. Went out, braved the weather this afternoon, watched my grandson had a baseball practice out in the cold. It was cold. Couldn't get warm no matter what we wrapped up in. My answers to the trivia question are going to be Alpha and Alpha. And with that, I'll turn it back to Net Control.
All right. Well, thank you, Mac. Yeah, it's Alpha and Alpha. That's how. That's your answers. And yeah, it's that spring baseball season. It's nice and cold, and I don't miss that for anything. So thanks for checking in there, sir. I do appreciate it. Apparently, I also missed K8QFT, Uncle Fred. And let's back up and talk to him. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Well, I'm doing fine. On Cloud 9. That was a good song. I started today got a phone call saying that my bluegrass jam session that the bowling group goes to once a month had been canceled due to concerns about the weather. You know, we're supposed to get some good snow overnight. I wouldn't just laugh it off yet. I think we're going to get some good snow. We'll find out. Anyhow, the trivia, A and A, Alpha and Alpha. Yeah, and then I also turned the TV on this morning, and to my surprise, the USA and Canada gold medal game was on, and the American men beat the Canadians just as the women did. So, you know, we swept them this year in the Olympics. What else? I watched the Oklahoma City and Cleveland basketball game today. And Oklahoma City started out with 25-5 run. The Cavs were down by 20 points midway through the first quarter, but they come back, tied the game. They went on to lose by 8. So, I guess that's about it. Oh, yeah, I'd like to point out that was the first U.S. men's win since the 1980 Miracle on Ice team, and I happened to see that game too. Yeah, I don't know any more about hockey than I did back in the day, but you know, the team that puts it in the net most usually wins. KE8QFT, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Fred. Got yours down there for Alpha and Alpha, and you're right. The team that puts in the net most wins. So yeah, it's pretty. I didn't watch the game, but it sounds like it was a pretty good one. And glad the U.S. won the gold. Next station we'll talk to is KI5 WDM. Donald, how you doing, sir? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Good afternoon, Nick. This is Donald, KI5WDM. I don't have anything for you, but I'll give you my guesses on the trivia questions. I'm going to go with Bravo and Bravo, if I remember correctly, and that's hard to do. Vanguard was the first satellite America put up, but I don't think it was the first communication satellite. And for some reason, Nimrod seems to strike a fire there. So I'm going to go with Bravo and Bravo. New York, I know, always had expensive pizzas. I don't know about the rest of the world, so I'm going to stick with New York on the second one. Appreciate you letting me in. Y'all have a great afternoon, and enjoy your beautiful weather up there. KI5WDM, I'll be on the side and listening.
All right, well, thank you, Donald. You might have helped me make my decision on my answers, because I know Telstar was a communication satellite, and I was kind of torn on some of the other ones. But that makes sense to me. I might write my answer down. I might match you on the first one, but that's some good logic. I do appreciate that. So thanks for checking in there, Donald, and good to hear you. We'll talk to you later. Next we have WB9 WVB Kurt. How you doing, Kurt? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Whiskey Bravo 9, Whiskey Victor Bravo. Kurt, are you out there? Do you have comments for the Beacon Net? right, nothing here from Kurt there. Maybe he was in and out. And speaking of in and out, our next station is in and out. That's W8 or WN8 SCI Walter. Sorry I missed it, Walter, but maybe another time. And that's going to take us down to KC8 FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Alright, there we got all the beeps and everything that we like to hear. KCEPQA, well, on the trivia, I'm going to say Alpha and Alpha. AA. Yeah, part of the president call sign. But I'm going to say Alpha Alpha for the trivia. And depends on how it goes for the night, how I will go in the morning for sleep or awake. Yeah, I didn't do too bad today, but we'll find out if I sleep good tonight, or if I do sleep good, or if I will be waking up through the night, and then I may be having to get in and quick on the morning net, only so I don't fall asleep on the net, because I've done that. I've fallen asleep on the morning net. Sometimes I don't hear the net start from Jim after I check in with Jim. Yeah, it all depends. So back it comes, KCEPQV.
All right, well, thank you, Mark. Got you guys down there for Alpha and Alpha. Maybe you have trouble in the morning when you don't hear 8 in your call sign. Anyway, thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it. Next three stations are in and out. That's KC8 LYJ and AF5JB and N8YMY. That's going to take us down to KE8 ZZR Harry down in sunny Florida. How you doing, Harry? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8 KQO, this is KE8 CZR. Good evening. Yes, I'm down here in sunny Florida, Chiefland, Florida. We're about 30 miles west of Gainesville currently. We'll be designated here for about a week. And yeah, everything's good. It's sunny, 80 degrees. There is a freeze warning out for tomorrow night. It's going to get down to about 29 degrees here, so that should be a little interesting. I guess I'll pull my city water hose in and turn the tank heaters on, and so that hose doesn't freeze up. So that's about it. We were down in West Palm Beach, Jupiter, Florida last week. We visited with some relatives and I had a great time. And we came up here to Chiefland yesterday. So that's it in a nutshell. I will give you my trivia answers. They're going to be A and A. And that's all I got. I'll turn it back to Net Control. This is KE8 ZZR Clear.
All right, well, thank you, Harry. Yeah, I was down in that area once when I picked up my camper that I've got. Actually met a guy down there in Gainesville, and it was during a tropical storm, too, which was quite a fun thing. I was going to drive down to Tampa from there, and I looked at the winds and everything, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a hotel room, because I had a brand new camper with nothing in it, and I'm just going to kind of hang out until the next day. So that's a fun area. I wouldn't mind going back there and exploring a bit more. So thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it. Next we have KJ5KLK Russell. How you doing, Russell? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Nick. I don't really have anything for the net tonight. I just happened to catch y'all on and thought I'd jump in there. And for the trivia, I believe for the first one, I think A was Telstar, if I'm correct in remembering that. So I'm going with Telstar. And on the alternate, I'm going with A also for Dubai.
All right. Well, thank you, Russell. Cover your answers down there for Alpha and Alpha. I appreciate you checking in. And our next station after Russell is N5KBD. That puts us back down at the bottom of the list. This is KE8 QKO and the W8W Keeler Repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we are ready for more check-ins. So if you'd like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Alpha 8, AAHCT, Craig in Shreve.
KE9 CQD, Kilo Echo 9 Charlie, Quebec Delta. Tim over in Valparaiso, Indiana.
Kilo Golf 8 Delta Kilo KGDK Kevin in Northern Ashland County
in Wisconsin.
All right, I'm going to take it right there. I've got AAHCT, I've got KE9 CQD, I've got Kevin, Kilo Golf, and then somebody double with you, Kevin. Can you come back with your full call sign again, please? And then I will call for the second station and double with Kevin after I have him.
Thank you. This is KG8DK, Kilo Golf 8 Delta Kilo, Kevin, north of Ashland.
Romeo, Andy from northeast Wisconsin.
All right, let's see if we can follow instructions. I was trying to talk to Kevin, and I got Andy double with Kevin again. Andy, stand by. I'm going to get Kevin's call sign one more time. Kevin, please come back with your call sign phonetically twice.
Golf 8 Delta Kilo, Kilo Golf 8 Delta Kilo, KG8DK Kevin in Northern Ashland County.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Got your call sign in there. Andy, please come back with your call sign.
Andy, KC9UAR, Kilo Charlie 9 Uniform India Romeo, Kilo Charlie 9 Uniform India Romeo.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. I've got Kilo Golf 8 Delta Kilo, Kilo Charlie 9 Uniform India Romeo. Thanks for checking in there. Is there anyone else who wants to check in on the BeaconNet? Please call now. Okay, thank you, gentlemen, for a fine new list of check-ins. Before we start going through our check-ins, I'm going to make sure everybody heard the trivia. I'm going to go up and have that reread for us. We're going to start with KE8 VCA, Eric, and have the primary question read. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the net, KE8VZA here with main trivia. All right. What was the name of the very first communications satellite placed into orbit by the USA? Your choices are Alpha, Telstar, Bravo, Nimrod, Charlie, Echo, or Delta, Vanguard. I'll put this in the blue screen again in a minute. KE8VZA back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. Oh, man, those questions, those answers, they still trip me up. Even though I wrote my answer down, I might change it again. Anyway, thanks for that one. That's a good question. That really irks me. Let's go ahead and talk to KI5DAY. Alan is the alternate trivia. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY in the net with tonight's alternate trivia question. I had a little cough. I had to take a break there for a second. But if you really want some pizza and you are willing to spend some big money, which one of these places sells the most expensive pizza in the world? I'll re-ask the question. If you really want some pizza and you're willing to spend big money, which one of these places sells expensive pizza in the world? Your answers are A, Dubai, Arab Emirates, B, New York City, C, Naples, Italy, or D, the Cornwalderoni Pizza Pub. KI5DAY, back in it.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. That's another fine question. You know, I'm guessing my answer's probably wrong for that one because what I chose. And it's not Cornwalderoni Pizza Pub, because I've been there. I think it's in Pittsburgh, and that place was not that expensive. But I don't think it's that one, but the other three I'm kind of torn on. Thanks for the alternate trivia. Let's get on and talk to A8CT Craig. How you doing, Craig? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, first of all, good evening, Nick. I do appreciate you running the net, and thank Eric and Alan both. Great questions. So then for my answer, I'm going to use the first two letters of my call sign, AA, Alpha Alpha. Yeah, fun day here. We had a little bit of snow this morning, and it all kind of melted off, and then there was just a very faint trace this afternoon. So I'm loving it down here in Streamlabs, and stay that way and just get warmer. With that, I'm going to turn it back to you. Thank you all for doing what you do all the time. We appreciate it. And with that, this is AAHCT back to net control. And thank you, Nick, KE8QKO. We appreciate you being the NCO. Be well in 73s to all the Beacon netizens. And remember, the Hamley is a unique group of people, and we're all part of it. Take care in 73s.
All right, well, thank you, Craig. Got your answer down there for American Airlines, Alpha and Alpha. Yeah, it was a bit of a snowy morning, but not too bad. It snowed and stopped, so that was pretty good. Mostly wet roads, not too slippery. It's funny, we went to Camp Stanball this weekend, and I imagine most people here don't know that, but the Boy Scout camp is on the top of a hill, the entrance, and the back of the camp is at the big old bottom of a hill. And I had no problem with the hill, but some of the other adults in their cars did not do so well on the snowy hill. You could hear them trying to climb their way up. But yeah, aside from that, it was fine. Drive back from Canfield, so the roads were decent. They were just wet. Yeah, not too bad. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, Craig. I appreciate it. Next, we're talking to KE9CQD Tim. How you doing, Tim? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, I am doing well here up in northwest Indiana. It's been a cold and snowy day, so dealing with that. Shoveling quite a few times, and it was a busy Sunday here. Church this morning, and getting through my sermon series on Luke, and spent some time after church getting some things done around there. And hanging out with family. It's birthday month here at my house, so we've already done both of my son's birthdays and my wife's. Tomorrow is my daughter's 16th birthday, so getting ready to celebrate that and enjoy the day with her. But for now, I am trying to wind down, just enjoy a quiet evening, play some radio, and listen to the Beacon Net. So, trivia. For my main trivia, I will go with Alpha A. And for the alt trivia, I'm going to do Bravo B. So we'll do Alpha and Bravo. But I'll turn it back over to you. Thanks for running the net, and good hearing everyone. This is KE9CQD.
right, well, thank you, Tim. Yeah, we don't have any birthdays in our family this time of year. The next one we have is next month. In about a month, my niece is turning 20 years old. So aside from that, most of our birthdays are in the summer and fall. So that's how we get to celebrate. So happy birthday to your daughter tomorrow. Send her our best. And we have your answers down there for Alpha and Bravo. This is KE8QKO on the WWK repeater. 147 Mark 3, I know positive, also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Our next station is KG8D Kilo 8 Delta Kilo. Kevin. How you doing, Kevin? And what do you have for the Beaconnet tonight?
Well, thank you very much. I've got no traffic, and I'll get my answers in right away. I think it's A and A, Alpha and Alpha. And I wasn't going to check in tonight because I'm at the bench, and I've got two simultaneous projects going. One, a pyramid power supply that Jeremy, I think he checked in earlier, Kilo Echo 8, Z Romeo Yankee. He dropped off a little 20-amp power supply. I replaced the bridge rectifier and two of the pass transistors, and I still couldn't get to work. And after poking around, I know what's wrong with it now. Off the LM723 regulator, there's a shorted bypass cap. So I really wish I had not retired because I don't have access to nice things like oscilloscopes and frequency counters in the lab anymore, but that's what makes life fun. So I pushed that aside, and now I'm working on a carburetor for the little chainsaw that my dropped off. So it's busy, busy, busy. And I'll turn it back to net control. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Cover your answers down there for Alpha and Alpha, and thanks for checking in there. After Kevin, we have another check-in, and that is KE9 UIR Andy. How you doing, Andy? And what do you have for the Beaconnet tonight?
It's KC9 UIR, Kilo Charlie 9 Uniform India Romeo, Andy from Wisconsin. And I've usually enjoyed listening to you guys on my computer, but I recently got Echolink up and installed, and my UHF and VHF 2-meter stuff over here in Wisconsin. Took a break from it for like 10 years, and I turned 41, and I'm like, I need a hobby to either buy a car or buy a camper or invest more in ham radio. Well, that's what I ended up doing. But for your trivia, I think both Alpha and Alpha for both questions. But yeah, I enjoy listening to your net, and even though you don't see me pop up on Echolink, I still listen on other means. But I really enjoy it, and I will give it back to net control again. This is KC9 UIR, Kilo Charlie 9 Uniform India Romeo. Back to net control.
All right, well, thank you for checking in there, Andy. I do appreciate it. Leave your answers down. Alpha is Alpha and Alpha, and yeah, check it any time. I'll tell you what, though, if you want to, you have the ham radio equipment, you get a camper now. You can use your ham radio with your camper. You can combine your hobbies. That's what I like to tell myself what I do, so I can have multiple hobbies and do more than one thing that I enjoy and justify it to myself and, I don't know, maybe my wife, but maybe not. So you can try that out for you. And this is KE8QKO on the WAWK repeater 147 Mark 2. I know positive also the PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're ready for more check-ins. If you want to check in at the Beaconnet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. Let's talk to our net control team. We'll talk to them. We'll get their trivia answers. And then we'll go back and do another call for check-in. So if you're still standing by waiting for your opportunity, you'll get your opportunity. We're going to go up to K8VZA Eric. How you doing, sir? Thanks for doing the pre-show. Thanks for doing the trivia. And how are you doing tonight?
KEAQKO in the net, KEAVZA here, doing well, Nick. I did catch that hockey game that Fred mentioned, the USA versus Canada, men's hockey, one of the last event, I think the last event of the Winter Olympics, and it was a really good game. Holy smoke. And Jack Hughes lost a few teeth, but kept on playing and managed to score the golden goal in overtime. So it was a fantastic game. The Americans lost a little steam in the second period, but back on the gas and came back charging in the third period. So very interesting. I really enjoyed the Olympics this year, the Winter Olympics. I didn't watch everything, but I was watching a lot of it. So very good events, very well produced, very picturesque scenery up there in the Alps region of Italy. And that's about all I have. I'm going to answer A for the alternate trivia question, and of course abstain from Maine. KEAVZA back to net control.
All right. Well, thank you there, Eric, and you answered out for alternate or alpha for the alternate trivia. You know what? I didn't watch any of the Winter Olympics, but I've enjoyed it vicariously through all of you. So thank you for your Winter Olympics comments. That's kept me up to speed. And yeah, that sounds great. KEPC Dustin is in and out. He turned into a pumpkin. That's going to take us down to K8SLG. Just Nick. How you doing, Nick? What do you have for the Beacon tonight?
W8WKY. And a word from our sponsor. How's that for timing? K8QKO, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Nick at night, and all the Beacon Essence. I'm going to go with Alpha and Alpha. Got that, Eric? Alpha and Alpha. Although the opportunity to say Nimrod on the radio is overwhelming. Dudes are due. Throw that out there for the locals here. Great meeting Thursday night. Good seeing a couple of you there. Really good seeing you there, Nick. So, that's all I got tonight, man. Thanks for getting back to me. Good hearing everybody tonight. And thanks for the trivia questions, guys. KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Nick. That's right, dues are due. I have to do that. Do the due. I was going to do the due at the meeting, but the reception where I sat was really crappy, so I wasn't able to actually complete the due, the being due button click. So I got distracted, and that's what happened last year. Well, actually, last year I wasn't at the meetings where they announced the dues. I usually pay my dues at the meeting when someone's like, "Hey, the dues are." I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to do that now because I'm going to forget if I don't do it now." And I missed all of those meetings last year, and then paid my dues much late. So I still have to do that. Do the due soon. Many dues to do. Anyway, Nick, I appreciate it. Next we have WHRF. Josh, how you doing, Josh? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
K8QKO, W8HRF. Good evening, Nick. I already gave my answers on the blue screen. Alpha and Alpha. Pretty sure it's Telstar, and whatever Alpha was for Allen's. I'm blanking at the moment. Oh man, Will just woke up. I guess it is about that time. Anyways, had a very successful day yesterday. I am very pleased. I had to replace the lower control arms and the suspension, the front suspension on the Focus, and whoever engineered that car, man, I am so grateful. They just did certain little things that just, it's like, oh, you actually cared about the people who are going to have to work on this vehicle afterwards. Like, it just makes sense. Thank you. That's amazing. So, it still took me 12 hours, and I didn't finish until about 12:30 at night, but I was thrilled the entire time because it went well the whole time. So, what else? I sent out an email for the ops committee. So if any of y'all are on the ops committee, we're thinking about meeting on March 7th, Saturday, March 7th, to talk about SARA events for 2026 and getting those on the calendar. And, oh, by the way, Nick, Mike, QWE is going to connect with you about reimbursing you for Winter Field Day. So there you go. Good to see everybody at the meeting. It was a fun meeting on Thursday. I had a really good time. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. And I think Lucy is busy with the baby. Anyways, back to you, Nick. K8QKO, W8HR 73L.
All right, well, thank you, Josh. I was going to pass on Lucy anyway because he said she was sleeping, and if the baby woke up, she is distracted, so I'm going to give her a pass for the trivia tonight. I saw the email. I told you during the meeting what my suggestion was, and I suggested Uncle Tito's here in Springfield because it's close to both of us. Makes it easier for you and easier for me, and they have a big banquet room, and I think that'd be a good option. But we'll see how that works out. So yeah, let's see what else I have to say. Yeah, my answer is going to be different than yours. I know Telstar was a communication satellite. I don't think it was the first one. That's going to go with my gut. So I'll toss my answers out there after Alan gives his. And yeah, so KAYUK Lucy was sleeping and apparently not dealing with a baby. So we're going to give her an in and out. And then we're going to go to KI5DAY Alan to get his comments and trivia answer. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY in the net. Yeah, my main trivia answer. It's confusing because I don't know the correct answer, but I know Vanguard. I've seen that in a video game. I've seen that on a financial company. I don't know. But I can't resist saying Nimrod on the air. I mean, Nimrod is fun to say, so that's my answer. B for Nimrod. Other than that, I don't have much else, so I'll just kick back and send it back to you. KI5DAY.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. Having answered out for Bravo for the primary trivia. All right, so I'm going to go with my trivia. I'm going to go into my whole brain process on how I thought about these. And this is where I'm going to end up. I know Vanguard was a communication, or not Vanguard. I know Telstar was a main communication satellite, but I don't think it was the first. I don't think the first was Vanguard. So that puts us at Bravo, Nimrod, or Charlie Echo. Nimrod, from an engineering standpoint, seems to make sense because you're dumb and you just repeat whatever you're given. That also applies to Charlie Echo. You just reply. So my answers tonight are going to be Charlie and Alpha. I put a lot of thought throughout the entire net into thinking about what I wanted to answer for Eric's question. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it really stumped me. So I don't know if it stumped anybody else. I'm guessing it didn't because most people answered Alpha. But those are my answers, is Charlie and Alpha. So see how it goes, how it works out for me. Yeah, that's it. This is K8QKO on the WWKO repeater 147 Mark 391 positive, also with a PL total of 114 Mark 8. and we are ready for more check-ins. If you would like to check in with BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically along with your name and location. All right, with bullet key-ups and no call signs, let's get some trivia answers. I want to find out the answers to these questions. So, KE8, VZA, Eric, would you read the answer to the primary question, please?
KE8 QKO in the net, KE8 VZA here with the main trivia answers. What was the name of the very first communication satellite placed into orbit by the USA? Was it A, Telstar, Bravo Nimrod, Echo, or Delta Vanguard? It was actually Charlie. Echo was the name, Echo. So let's run down the list here. Telstar was indeed a communication satellite, but it wasn't launched until 1962. And Echo was launched by NASA in 1960. Nimrod, not a satellite, but used Doppler radar, was a weather study of severe thunderstorms and damaging winds. Vanguard 1 was a rocket system, a three-stage rocket system used to test launch capabilities of satellites into orbit and other things. So it was a test of three-stage rocketry. So there you go, Charlie, Echo. So Echo, let me take a break for time.
W8WKY.
Echo, NASA's first communication satellite, was a passive spacecraft based upon a balloon design, and it was made of mylar. The satellite measured 100 feet in diameter. Once in orbit, residual air inside the balloon expanded, and the balloon began its task of reflecting radio transmissions from one ground station back to another. It could be seen with the naked eye from the ground as it passed overhead. So there you go, a little synopsis of Echo. So Charlie was the answer, and the name was Echo. I'll put this in the blue screen, KE8 VCA, back to net control.
All right, well, thank you very much, Eric. I'm going to say that gave me a lot of satisfaction because I went back and forth in my head on all of those answers a great many times, and I finally chose Echo, or Charlie Echo, and only one other person besides myself got it. So I'm pretty excited. That actually makes me excited about the net. Like, it's a good net. I'm like, that kind of, maybe other people don't get nearly as excited about getting a trivia answer right, but that one really kind of got to me and bugged me, and so I'm glad I got it right. Super excited. All right, I'm less excited about Alan's. Let's see what he has for us. Alan, take it away.
DAY in the net. Wow, I think we had a nuclear meltdown in the blue screen. What in the world? Anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the answer to tonight's alternate trivia. The question was, if you really want some pizza and are willing to spend some, and as I said, big money, we're talking big money, which one of these places sells the most expensive pizza in the world? Most everybody got it right, but I wonder how many people know how much it costs. It's Dubai Arab Emirates is where you most expensive pizza in the world. Now, this is pretty over-the-top stupid if you ask me. I would never do this, even if I was a billionaire. I would not buy pizza this expensive. But the Pie Archic pizza is often considered the most expensive pizza in the world, with prices ranging, believe it or not, from $180,000 to $211,000. It is made in Dubai's Burj Al Arab Hotel and features a luxurious array of toppings, including white and black truffles, saffron, beluga caviar, foie gras,
an edible gold leaf. The pizza is served in an ultra-exclusive setting and is crafted by a personal chef, and it has to be ordered, I think, 2 weeks in advance, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, why somebody would want to spend that kind of money? We're talking real gold leaf, too, by the way. So apparently there's a whole lot of money going into that pizza pie. And if you got $180,000 sitting around you want to part with, I suggest flying to Dubai and getting you some pizza. KI5DAY, back to Nick.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. I got that one right as well. I was figuring there's a lot of FU money floating around Dubai, and I guess I wasn't surprised by that. But I'm guessing, you said you had to order about a week or two ahead of time. I'm guessing if you threw another $100,000 on top of that price of that pizza, you could order it a little closer too. You'd be like, you know what? I'll pay you $400,000 for the pizza. You guys deliver it to me tonight. They'll find a way to get it to you. So that's my 2 cents, my thought on that one anyway. So yeah, Dubai, that's a freaking crazy pizza. But if you're a billionaire, what do you care about $180,000? That's chump change to you, right? That's like pennies to you and me. I don't know. That's where I go. Anyway, this is K8QKO on the WWQR repeater 147 Mark 390, positive also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we're going to do another round of check-ins. If you want to check in or recheck to the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically along your name and location.
KE8QFT recheck.
Go ahead with your recheck, Fred.
The first of many looking back with Freds. I saw Telstar went up. I was 11 years old, and Telstar was unique in that on your own home black and white TV, the one with channels 2 to 12, 2 to 13 actually, but we only could pick up maybe 3 of them. You could do test. They made a big production of it, and you actually saw for the first time live TV coming from Europe. Quite a thing. No, I don't. Missed the boat because it was Echo. Echo was the first one, but that's nothing compared to Telstar. Yeah, but you know, heck, Echo was like a balloon. But that's just my opinion. You know, I'm a Telstar guy. KE8QFT back to net control.
All right. Well, thank you, Fred. Yeah, Telstar was the first real communication satellite. I know that. I knew it was the first big mainstream communication satellite. But you gotta test that science somewhere, right? You gotta make sure that's gonna work before you send that up and put it on the news and be like, "Hey, here's a satellite. Everyone watching it." If that European transmission failed, there's been a lot of funny faces going around. A lot of people looked real silly, so they had to test it first with with Echo before the first real commercial one went up. And so that's how it goes, right? You got to make sure the stuff works before you actually tell people that it's there. Otherwise, they're going to be all weirded out. AI, right? ChatGPT was the first AI we had, but it wasn't the first AI that was out there because all that other AI before it was sending us advertisements for years on Google and Facebook. So we have a lot to look forward to. Anyway, thank you there, Fred. Got your recheck in there. I'm going to break for time. All right, we talked to everybody on that. We got our trivia answers read, and we talked to our afterwards. So, on behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, K8VZA, KI5DAY, K8SLG, W8HRF, KYUK, K8EPC, and Larry the Rubber Chicken, I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the BeaconNet at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the 10 p.m. Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, also known for W8WKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the W8WKY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Board and Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to BeaconNet. This is K8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.
KC9 UIR Kilo Charlie 9 Uniform India Romeo. Thank you for letting me check in, and 73 to everybody. Have a good night.
W8WKY